What's up, good people? How we doing? Welcome to Montez at midday. Thank you to our title sponsor, The Weed Squad. As you see the scroll on the bottom of the page, feel free to check out those sponsors as well. And the best way is to go to DreMontez.com. You can also catch up on the latest episode of my podcast and also videos as well. You can also follow us on social media. We have a page on Facebook, Who's to Blame, Instagram, Who's to Blame the Podcast, Twitter, at W2B Dre Montez, as well as on YouTube, Dre Montez. There's all kind of ways you can get caught up with the show and my crazy shenanigans, as you can tell by the videos I've been posting lately, not by the shows, but the videos. Very comical times right now. Besides the big game coming up this Sunday, you also have coming up Valentine's Day. If you're still finding yourself in search and in need, feel free to hit the sponsors on DreMontez.com, and I'm quite sure you'll find something to do on that day or buy something for your loved one. Lots of opportunities out there for you. Don't wait till the last minute. Go ahead and get at it right now. Everything is available for you, from restaurants to MountManscrub.com. Even got bras for the women out there. Got it all for you right there. If you just got a new business going and you're looking for a marketing strategy, also have that for you as well. If you want to get a drone to your special event, got that for you as well. That's not a bad idea. If you're really trying to do something, do it big time for Valentine's Day. You know, you can try the drone, bird's eye drone. You can check it out. Check it out right there. But I hope everybody's doing well today. It seems like it's going to be a beautiful day outside. But you know what we do when we start the show off. High fives for everyone. Chest bump. Let's hug it out. Two of them things, and there's the new year. I can do one more. Shit, there we go. If you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary. Congratulations to you. Good luck and great job. And hey, I tell you what, you got this. All those positive things right there for you. This is the last day to probably get your menu together for the Super Bowl, whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing for the big game, this is probably the day to sit down with the team, the crew, the squad, figure out what we eating, who's all coming. Did you talk to the neighbors about the parking situation and things of that nature? But this is the day to clean up the house, get the grocery list together on actually what we're doing, all right? Are you actually allowing people to wear other jerseys, or must it only be Kansas City or Tampa Bay jerseys? Those are really important. Will there be separate sides at your party? We did that one year. We put fans of one team over here, fans of another team over here, and the neutral people were in the back. Because we all know there's always somebody at a Super Bowl party that's not into football. They there for the weed, the alcohol, the food, or the flirt. They're not there for the game. You're going to find that out there. Trust me. Speaking of finding things out there, yesterday was an amazing day. I probably had one of the best Tuesdays in quite some time. Met with a prospective new advertiser. And the gaming world got upgraded with some news I've been waiting on for a long time. Video games have been in my life since 1979. Showing my age. That's okay. I'm proud of it. I grew up one of those mom and dads where the device was too expensive or it's going to ruin the TV. Boy, don't be breaking my TV. That game going to mess up my TV. Don't hook that up to my TV. Okay, we get past that and we fast forward and different games start coming out. In the sports world, look a little bit more real. You can get a little bit more competitive with it. So when, I guess, I want to say the very first PlayStation came out. That was a game changer. That was a life-changing experience for EA Sports. It really broke it down. I'm not talking about Madden. I'm just talking about the different games of a variety that EA Sports gave us. They gave us a lot of sports games to keep us occupied. I'm talking the days of the memory chip. Remember that? Well, this great game is making a comeback. EA Sports College Football. Hey, I don't know if you've ever played the game. The last time it was out was 2014. But prior to that, all those years prior to that, that game was a lot of fun. I mean, you can play for decades on there with a squad until you're till the game told you it couldn't go no further. I've done that 3 times with a different video game that I've purchased on the PlayStation system. But now with the internet being involved, because we can play against each other with this newer version that's coming out to the next gen on the PS5, which is going to be phenomenal. There's no timetable. It's not on a date, but the vice president released it to the PlayStation fans and members, and as well as on Twitter as well. So that was outstanding news right there. I mean, this all started with the fact that they were using the likeness of players in college, and you can't get paid for things like that in college. Well, now they've made different adjustments where kids can make a little money out there. But prior to this all started with the college basketball game with the O'Bannon boys and that UCLA team that they sued EA Sports, but it ended up being like a USFL versus the NFL. I think they only got like $1 or $10. It was very small monetary value in the case, but the case set a precedent out there with video games using your likeness without your permission. So there was some legalities here and there. There's been some changes in the front office of EA Sports and things like that. And now I think they've all come together and figured it out. So I think now just the financial obligation for EA Sports and using these colleges and universities' likeness, I think that right there is the only thing that needs to be probably panned out. But I tell you what, EA Sports is back. Had some great gaming nights from high school, Navy, truck driving, radio. Oh man, we used to use the radio conference room and hook up the game on the projector and play in there. Oh, those were fun times. But we gave away a gaming system one time as a contest to a lucky listener. That was a lot of fun. But since the PlayStation 4 and 5 has been out, this game has been missed a whole lot. And I think it's going to have one hell of a return. You think PS5 coming out was a delay. You think buying a Madden game back in the day, standing in line, was something. When this college football game gets the release date, we got to get it. We got to get on that for sure. We definitely do. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much. Thank you. And I was very entertained last night. Former neighbor of mine and childhood friend, graduate of Carter-Ritter, my dude Chris Thompson. He's a radio personality with My City, My Music. And last night they had a very, very interesting show. They had Nelly on there. And he was discussing the St. Lunatics and the whole record industry in a different way. It was like a documentary, so to speak, from the streets, and it was very, very informative. But I've learned a lot from my radio days to being around people that are involved in music, behind the scenes, on the mic, booking shows, which I did for a little while. You learn a little bit as you go along. You learn the ins and outs. You learn that there are bad deals out there. There are really, really bad deals. And I don't care what it is that you do. Do your homework, what you're getting invested into, what you're putting yourself into. There's no such thing as a free trip to Vegas, as I told you all that before. No one is going to put you on. You have to do your own homework. Find out this shit. Find it out for sure if you want to get yourself involved. The music game is not what everybody thinks. You get caught up in that game. You get caught up in that flash moment. You get caught up in that 30 seconds of fame. But if you really want to put your grind to it, you got to learn the ins and outs of the business. I'm talking the legalities of it, everything. Not just throwing some rhymes or singing a song by yourself with your crew, with your lady. Find out everything on how this thing is done to put something in your pocket, something in the bank, and understand everything has been taken care of. Dot your I's, cross your T's. We've seen a lot of documentaries on people getting taken advantage of, turning it around, or really knowing their stuff from the beginning throughout their whole career. There's a big difference. It's like with the athletes. There are a lot of athletes that just think it's all about just playing the game. But there's more to it. You got to understand those contracts. If you can't read or write, you need to find out how to understand what you're signing. Or you'll be 10 years down the line, we'll read an article about what happened. This guy, this lady didn't understand that contract. That's why I think today it's even more and more important to have that financial discussion with your kids. I think the earliest you need talking about financing with your kids is probably 10 years old. Because what you got 8-year-olds operating iPhones, writing programs. You know, they're getting it together right there. Writing code. These young kids are writing code. So with that means what? They're going to be put in a situation where some money is going to be exchanged. They got to sign a contract, understand the contract, understanding what you're getting out of this. What do they want in return? Some of these things happen so fast, a lot of folks get caught up in the moment. And then 2 or 3 years later, they're wondering what happened. You didn't read the fine print. You can't put that responsibility off on somebody else when it comes about you. It brings me back to that whole guru talk when people reading these self-help books. The self-help book was helpful to the author. You got to find out what works for you, what makes you happy, what makes you smile, what makes you go out here and just attack the day and appreciate the day. All that needs to go together. All of that needs to go together. If you're going to do this as a group, do it as a group. But everybody has a job to do. Everybody has a job to do. It can't be just one person doing all the work and everybody just reaping the benefits. That's going to cause conflict, confusion, and miscommunication. You have to be 100 with yourself and with everybody else. It's okay if you don't understand it. It's okay if you don't know how to do it and you need some help. They told us this all the time in school. Raise your hand if you need some help. Don't be ashamed. If you need a tutor, get yourself a tutor. It'll help you understand it better. I took a class to understand how to talk radio to people when selling advertising because people don't understand advertising that want to do radio advertising. Let me say that one more time. There are a lot of people that want to do advertising on the radio but do not understand how radio advertising works. So I took a class every morning. No, every Monday morning at 8 o'clock, I took this class on how to have that communication skill back and forth with a person that doesn't understand it, and you put it down in its plainest form for them to get it. Became real easy then, for me and for the client. And I think a lot of us, we try to skip over that because we're like, I don't want to spend time on that. But it's going to cost you down the line because you probably missed out on something of a bigger opportunity that could help perpetuate your career or your movement or your cause. I hear stories all the time about the music industry, why people don't want to do it no more, or why they don't deal with this person or that person or whatever. There is no such thing as free studio time. Okay? Okay. Even if your partner own it, your girl own it, your dad own it, you got to kick in something. Now, the rates in studios are not like they were 10, 15 years ago. No way at all. There's a lot of reasonable price packages out there depending on what you're trying to do. But I really enjoyed it last night on My City, My Music. Check it out sometime, guys. They do a really great show with a lot of local information, national information, and they always have some interesting guests on the show. And it's a St. Louis show. That's the best way I can put it to you. Great job to my man Chris, by the way. Great job. I never thought I would bring this up. But the movie Little Things with Denzel, I'm very disappointed in it. I'm not going to tell you what the movie's about. I'm not going to spoil and say, well, I didn't like this part. I didn't like that part because a lot of people still have not seen it. But it's not his best work. This is up there with Roman S. Esquire. I think that was the name of the movie. When he had the crazy hairstyle with the glasses and he was a lawyer that took some information and it backfired on him. I just don't know what went wrong with this movie. Great cast. But something got lost along the way. I gotta watch it 2 more times. I've watched it twice. I'm watched 2 more times. Maybe I missed something, but the 2 times I've seen it, who's to blame? When I first heard of the movie, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. I got to get in here and check this out. And lo and behold, I'm leaning in the beginning of the movie, to get a film. And it's Denzel. You got to lean in. Time will tell. Coach Boom. It's Denzel. Perfection. This dude can do it. Something happened. I gotta look at all the credits. Maybe that could be a hint in the credits. Some of us watch movies for the actor or the actress, the producer, the music that's in the movie, or basically what the movie is about. And a lot of people just like period movies out there. But this movie here, I watched it because of the cast. I'm all in. Them top 3, I'm all in. Let's go. You got Crazy Jake and his sister Maggie Gyllenhaal. You got Homeboy that played in Queen. And you got Denzel. What could go wrong here? But something happened. Did they edit the wrong thing out? Maybe I had to buy this on DVD when it comes out and see. Maybe the deleted scenes were probably the best. And maybe there were some extra scenes. But something definitely was missing from this movie. You normally see this score when your kids are playing Little League. I don't care what it is. They're playing Little League football, they probably lose 72-0. They playing basketball, they probably lose 45-2. And then you're telling them, good job. Baseball, they probably get 15-0. Good job. No matter what, you want to support the kid. When they're playing the Little League sports and everybody must play, I don't know if they're still doing that, but I know at one time that was a thing with Little League sports. Every kid must play, and then folks started getting upset, jumping on the referees, fighting the coaches. It got pretty bad out there. So I don't know what they're doing now because I don't have a little bitty kid playing sports like that. But I saw a grown professional sports score in soccer. This will get somebody hurt. 9-0 in soccer. Man, you won a game 9-0 in soccer. 9-0 in soccer. How does that happen? What is said to the players in the locker room? I mean, the coach, man, you won a game 9-0. The losing coach was irate. They were down 2 players when it was 6-0. Whoa, time out now. Come on. It's 2021. I know anything is possible. Shout out to KG. But not that. 9-0? That's like a video game score. I actually lost a soccer game on FIFA, 8-2. So I don't have much room to talk, but that was a video game that I was playing. It was a video game. But questions, I want to raise my hand on a lot of things lately. I really do. Speaking of raising my hands, Fred Van Fleet. Wichita Shocker. Saw him play here at the Mo Valley tournament a few years ago. This young man is on fire the other night. On fire. 56 points. 54 points. 54 points. Whew. Brooklyn and the Clippers. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. I don't think that's a finals preview. Pause. No. I can't give nobody that. I can't see that far. I can't peek down there and say, oh, these teams are going to be in. I can't play that game yet. They're still trying to decide what they want to do with the All-Star break. It's too early. Can we make it to March? If we make it to March, then we'll come back to this conversation on who I foresee being in the NBA Finals or the NBA playoffs. But a lot of these teams are loaded out here, man. They balling out. Coming into the season, and we knew Klay Thompson was out for the Golden State Warriors. The look on Steve Kerr's face, first game of the season. The look on Draymond Green's face. Well, he always looks like that. But something was awry. We didn't know how to take this team. But I tell you what, Oh, Steph Curry is like, I'm not going down. You're going to be King Kong to get me up out of here. This dude is balling. Balling. And when did he get that, become so ambidextrous moving to the hoop like that? He just don't have a step back and a long-ass three jumper no more. No, this dude is taking it to the rack now. I like that. I like what I'm seeing. I really do. My Lakers, they doing what they have to do. They're doing what they have to do. I'm keeping my eye on this Bradley Beal situation. Devin Booker in Phoenix, gangster move the other night. Dropping it like it's hot. Do your thing. This Boston team and Jason Tatum, there's a team every year that reminds me of what happened with Larry Hughes and Allen Iverson in Philly. If they could have just worked that out, the ecosystem in the NBA is this big. This big. Their egos are through the roof. If they could just understand what we are trying to say. Now, hold on, sit down right here, man. If y'all could work this thing out, what's the issue? What is the problem? Why you don't like him? Why you don't like him? Or why y'all playing that way together? What's the word? Teammates. You're acting like husband and wife about to get a divorce, still living in the house together. That's not good at all. But if they could just get through the motions, man, some of these teams and matchups would be phenomenal. But you can see it through the TV that there's a problem going on. You can see it. Something's up. Something's awry here. Something's not right. Like with Russell Westbrook, something's wrong. That's not the same Russ. I don't know what's up. It's like his game deteriorated like Drew Brees' right in front of our eyes. How did this happen? Did we see this coming? Was this the curve in the road ahead of his NBA career that nobody wanted to tell us about? Don't hold everything back now, NBA Jump Nation. Wow. Did you know the oldest NBA player in the league right now is Udonis Haslem? He was born in 1980. He's the only player in the NBA league that was born in 1980. Wow. Time moves fast. It really does move fast. And in college basketball, it seems as though NBA, the fans are tripping. In college basketball, the college basketball players are tripping. But why is the most extravagant celebration done on a dunk, but not the three? The dunk is worth 2 points. The three-pointer, is worth 3 points. But these kids lose their mind on a dunk, and you're putting your team in jeopardy. Have you ever done anything to cause your team a loss while playing sports, yes or no? And it was something idiotic, uncalled for. And yeah, I can say I was a very arrogant, asshole softball player when I first started playing, when I first got out of the Navy. And I rolled the ball from third base to first base to get a guy out. I got thrown out the game. We lost, not because of me, but it put the team in a bad situation and we lost the game. And after the game, I got my ass chewed out by my coach. And I did it again when I was pitching. The guy was running his mouth. This is when I did not know how to handle trash talking from the opposing team. I wouldn't say anything back. I would just let my actions speak for my words. And I rolled the ball, got thrown out the game. So I put this up there with players that are doing such things like this in college. There is no 15-yard penalty in college basketball. There's a technical foul. And usually free throws go with that and ball possession, which really gives the other team an upper hand. Message. So are we asking the College Basketball Association, the NCAA, to give us a break on celebration for the collegiate kids just like they did for the pros in the NFL? Could that be it? As long as it's not scripted and it doesn't interfere with gameplay, maybe we should think about that, because I think throughout football season, college basketball, women's soccer, what else? Gymnastics. I saw a penalty in gymnastics for excessive celebration. Why can't we be happy? But the dunk and putting your stuff on another person's face as they're on the ground, or walking up to somebody after they've dunked the ball, that on the street get you knocked out. Over at Tandy Gym back in the day, yes sir. So it comes off as, I would love to know what these college athletes think of after they see the replay the next day. Not that night, the next day. My bad. Man, I shouldn't have done that. You think? You think? You think? Stop putting your team in a bad situation. Let's be smarter on the court and on the field. But that was a nasty ass dunk, though. That was pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie at all. Seems as though everybody is buying Tom Brady's jersey. Everybody saw that coming. It's the man's 10th Super Bowl. The collector's on the board on this one. They on the board. If you didn't get one and you're looking for one and you're a Brady fan or you're a collector of this type of thing, oh, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. I told you I was happy yesterday, right? Very happy day. So HBO Cinemax has brought my show. I'm a huge fan of Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld to Veep and The New Adventures of Old Christine. They have now put The New Adventures of Old Christine on HBO Cinemax. I've never watched her entire series of this show, so I'm in the middle of doing that right now. And I tell you what, I didn't know this about dating. If a woman is in a drought, meaning not having sex, it's by choice. I don't care what nobody says, by choice. I think when a man not having sex, it's rough. It's rough. I think it's easier for a woman to have sex than it is for a man. But back to the show. That at one time, there was this thing called single bars you could go to, but they don't have those anymore. This is the new version of dating. Everybody goes to their phone to date. But in one particular scene, her coworker told her to go to the grocery store. She says, I hook up there all the time. I can't tell you how many times I have not went home by myself in a grocery store. So I wonder, I've never hooked up at a grocery store. I've had some unusual hookups and peculiar hookups, but never the grocery store. Have you guys, women, ever went to the grocery store intentionally to meet a man to hook up with? I'm just talking about sex on, not a relationship. Now, if you end up marrying that person and I've been at 10, 15 years not talking to you. But if you've done the grocery store thing, went there for a hookup, did it work out for you? Because I didn't know that was a thing. Now, I've seen some hot women at Snooks and Clayton. Yes, Lord. Deerbergs, all of them. And Whole Foods. But that Snooks and Clayton, that is a game changer. That's a different, if you don't believe me, let me tell you the days to go there. Sunday mornings are the best. Sunday mornings are the best. If you are happily single and you don't see yourself dating again for a while and you want to do some people watching, go on Valentine's Day and just sit over there in a little cafeteria and watch the madness ensue. Just watch the madness ensue. People watching is some of the best out there, and I used to know some of the best places to go to do it. But coming up on Friday, we're going to have our Super Bowl breakdown, who we're picking for MVP, defensively and offensively. The over-under on how many times they're going to say he's 43 years old. How many times they're going to call Patrick Mahomes special. And how many cheerleading shots we're going to get before halftime. All kind of numbers and odds I have out here because I know everybody's going to be gambling. The odds makers are out there for you to make some money. And we know everybody got that extra $600. They're trying to turn that. They're trying to flip that, as they say out there. So, people, I think that's pretty much it. We've talked about everything that we needed to talk about. Yeah. We did. We did. We did. Yeah. Yeah, we did. Yes. So I made a little short video yesterday about this other show that I cannot stop watching. I watch a lot of television between the five. I got one constantly on just watching a show, one on the news, one on sports, and one on a movie, and the other one on the internet and things like that. But Reno 911, the show, I am now probably on my sixth time watching the complete series. I just watch it over and over again. I think there's only 6 years of it on there. It doesn't come on anymore. And each episode is funny. And they're getting funnier. I forget what they say sometimes, and I see it again. I'm like, oh my goodness. But Niecy Nash's character on there, she said, girl, let me tell you about my first kid, baby daddy. We on a date. We stand in this line for like 2 hours to get our picture taken. We get to the front. He gonna say, you got some money? She said, does hell have no? She said, we got to the parking lot. He got to yelling at me. That's when I decided to give him some. I can't take stuff like that. I really can't. Great day yesterday. New client. EA Sports. College football coming back. The new Adventures of Christine is out. That Denzel movie, Little Things. Hey, it's up to you. It's up to you. I'm not telling you about it. I just said, not his finest work. Not his finest work at all. My man, Fred Van Fleet, showed out. He showed up and showed out. Now, that's how you show up. That's how you supposed to drive. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Bad Boys. Well, good people of the day, get outside, check on the garden, walk the dog, do something constructive today. Most importantly, be you and appreciate the details of the day. And don't forget to visit DreMontez.com. Thank you again, our title sponsor, the Weed Squad, and the rest of our sponsors out there. Hit that sponsor button. Buy something. Shop. Valentine's Day coming up. All right, good people. And we're out of here, and we'll talk to you on Friday.